Hey guys, today I'm going to be going over some staple mechanics in Rocket League that high-level players use to be at the top of their game. I'll be demonstrating each mechanic with some quick tips for each using a training pack that I made, and you can find the code to that training pack in the description below. The first mechanic I'll be talking about is power shots. And although power shots seem simple, they're something that a lot of people struggle to do consistently. With power shots, it's important to focus on the under half of the ball because that's where you generate the most power on your hits. If you jump too early and hit the top side of the ball's just going to end up going in a downward trajectory, when in reality, you want to be focusing on hitting the underside so that the ball goes upwards. When focusing on power shots, make sure that you're hitting the ball with the nose of your car or the corner of your car, because those are the two spots of the car that generate the most possible power on your hits. The next mechanic I'll be focusing on is dribbles and flicks. Now, the most important part of a dribble is making sure that your car's pace is matching the pace of the ball. So once the ball lands on your car, you just drive at the exact same pace the ball is going and it will stay in your car forever. If you notice that the ball ends up falling off the front of the car or the back of the car, just make sure that you speed up or slow down to make sure that the ball stays in the center of mass of your vehicle. The next step to a successful dribble is the flick. Now, in order to flick the ball at a fast pace, you want to jump, delay the flick, and then flick. So you want to delay it like roughly half a second before you actually commit to the flick, because that's what generates the most power on your flicks. The last step to a dribble is deciding what type of flick you want to do. So there's roughly 3 types of flicks that you could do. First one being a regular front flip. The second one being a diagonal flip. Or the third one being a back flick. So making sure that ball's the back of your car, delay it a half second, and then backflip. So those are roughly the 3 flicks you want to choose from when you're deciding what type of shot you want to hit as you're dribbling the ball. Next, we'll be focusing on fast aerials. Now, to achieve a successful fast aerial, what you want to do is make sure that your car is vertical when you're using your second jump. So as you're boosting, you jump, hold that second jump for roughly half a second, and then use your second jump. But you have to make sure that you're using your second jump once that car is vertical in the air in order to get the most height on your aerial. Okay, so now let's focus on air dribbles. With air dribbles, the most important part is the setup. It's vital that you pop the ball high enough, but not too far away from you so that you can follow it up with an air dribble. When you're popping the ball up, your car should be vertical so that your car receives less recoil, but also is able to stay underneath the ball as you go for your air dribble. If you hold your boost down while going for the dribble, then you might get too far ahead of the ball and you might lose track of it. But if you feather your boost while keeping your car vertical and matching the pace of the ball, that's the secret ingredient to securing a proper air dribble. You have to make sure that you're staying underneath so that you're pushing the ball in an upward trajectory and you're able to put it over your opponents. The next mechanic I want to focus on is flip resets. Now, flip resets are kind of similar to air dribbles where the setup is a very important aspect of it. You don't want to hit it too hard because it's going to go too high, and you don't want to hit it too low because then you can't follow it up. So you have to make sure that pop is just right so that you could easily follow it up for a flip reset. But after you get the setup correctly is when you can actually start going for the reset. So in order to get a good reset, you have to be boosting into the ball, and at the last second, you adjust your car so that the belly hits the underside of the ball. It's very important that you boost into it because it allows you to fall off the ball as such and go for a nice flip reset flick. So there are 2 types of flip resets you can go for. The first one being a standard flip reset where you go for the proper setup, you boost into the ball so that your belly hits the underside of the ball, and then your car also falls downwards so that you're able to flip into the ball afterwards. So the way that the car falls downward is because if you put a lot of boost into it, your car will recoil off the ball and put you in a perfect spot to finish off your flip reset. The second flip reset that you can go for is the flip reset scoop. Now, this one's a little bit different than the first one because your car is actually staying on the ball instead of recoiling off it downwards. You're actually staying close to it because you're able to scoop it after that. It's like doing a flick in midair. But you have to make sure that your car doesn't have as much momentum because you want to make sure that your car is staying close to the ball as you flick it. These shots are really difficult to do at first, but once you understand them fully, it becomes very easy to execute. The last mechanic I want to talk about is half flips and recoveries. For this specific shot, we're going to focus on half flips because it's a very integral part of your game in order to recover faster in certain situations. But half flipping is when you turn your car from backwards to forwards in a fast motion. The purpose of half flipping is to have a better recover time and help you quickly get into the position you want to be in if you ever find yourself facing the wrong way. So this shot has a 3-second timer because you need to do a perfect half flip in order to reach the ball in time and score the goal. So now that you've seen what the half flip looks like, let me actually show you how it's done. So in order to master the half flip, the most important part is knowing how to cancel your flip. So you want to backflip, and then as you backflip, you want to pull your stick in the opposite direction of the backflip. So you backflip and then pull your stick forward. And that makes you land on your back. Once you get that motion down, you can start learning how to land on your wheels using the arrow button. You can either arrow left or right, depending on the circumstance, which allows you to recover fast and get to the ball that you have to get to.